Once again, we're back. I am your host, Frederick 24/7 365. Now, what you're supposed to do is title these videos with a controversial topic so people will come to your page and start watching your videos. That's what you're supposed to do. But I have someone of ethics, morals, and principles, so hopefully we'll see how long this lasts. See how long ethics, morals, and principle lasts on social media. Oh man, reason why I even want to talk about this topic is it was supposed to be a conference. So all day, one of my favorite stories of 2024 is the college football. I never my whole life liked college football for this. So, but the last 10 years, they've had the playoffs. I think since 2014, they've had the 14 playoff, and this is the first year they're having the 12 teams and the NILs. These kids are making money now. They have something to play for. So now it's to me it's more exciting. They're doing something. So the team that I like Coach Prime in Colorado. I like what Travis Hunter's doing. I like what Shiloh's doing. I like what Shadur's doing. I like what Coach Prime is doing. And it's kept me into more of what Texas is doing because I'm in Dallas, to what Georgia's doing because I used to live in Atlanta. So, I'm more involved in it. But and that's why I didn't title this video about Travis Hunter because this ain't really about Travis. Is just one of billions of beings on this planet. We all go through it, but this is a very interesting story because this story, to me, what I'm about to tell hit home so hard. It really, just man, it really was a left hook. Hearing this story. But everybody, if you're paying attention, Travis. They won that last game, and him and his girlfriend had a little argument or spat, and it was on camera. Dude, you're a Heisman finalist. You're probably gonna go in the top 5 in the draft. You're this two-way sport athlete phenom, and you're playing with the only other, really big time other than him and Bo Jackson, two sport phenom is Coach Prime. So everybody's talking, man. So all my, favorite people are Reva TV, Pink Book Lessons, O'Shea Duke Jackson, you know, uh, just Angry Man, probably a lot of people, but Godfrey of all people made a joke about it and called him out and kind of like, did a little section where he's joking. So if you see Godfrey and he's talking about Travis on there, that got a lot of people's attention and got Travis's attention. Well, the problem is, man, dude, tomorrow's Friday, so tomorrow's with the 13th. The Heisman Award is on the 14th. Part of that award is your behavior. You cannot make the Heisman look bad. One of the reasons they snubbed you on the Thorpe Award is for a reason. I mean, that was crazy because that award is designed for you. Uh, and I'm not saying he's going to lose it, but if he does, I'm telling you, it's because of this. Or also they hate Dion. They don't like Dion. And it's more for Dion's past than anything. That's another reason they disregard Dion. Uh, no neck Ed. Um, so I got a neck. That's a big neck. So I've been looking at this all day and just kind of analyzing this stuff, and it really bothered me. Man, I do this every live. I forget something, and I have to get up and go get it. At least I got pants on. Because I truly win the war. When you're sitting there, you're just sitting there. Shoot, you don't be thinking. Getting something because Kevin Samuels taught this. You never know when you're live unless you have. That's why people who have studios and stuff like that, they're able to, they're able to see who's in the background and people to monitor them and stuff. So that being said, I'm gonna sit myself back down. There is progress to this. There's progress in my life. There's progress. So that being said, I'm gonna tell you this. Hey, hi to everybody. Peace, health, and wealth to those who are being positive. Uh, so listening to this all day, this whole situation with Travis Hunter and stuff like that, it just brought me to really thinking about a lot of stuff. So I talked to one of my good friends, Mr. Eugene, whose stepfather is the world famous Tommy Lee. And it's always you want to get that opinion of real life, where people have went in life, where people have seen uh uh I'm surprised there's only a couple of viewers. Oh yeah, I mean, dude, people come and go. Uh so it's like, you want to get other people who've like been there, response to. So this whole conversation went into Travis and his girl, they're young, and we went into a conversation as we're older. I'm 50 in a couple of days. So we went into a conversation where we were talking about, the lessons of life that we didn't see when we were younger. And I got a lot of crazy stories. So one of the stories that he was telling me is this came back up where he was trying to save a person. And I'm not here downing men or women who have children and stuff. Because I went through stuff. But he was saying that at one point, every time he was trying to save somebody who had multiple kids. And I was actually, kind of, suggested talking about his stepdad too, who stepped in and really saved him. That's why he is productive. This guy, was like Tommy Lee is the man. But that being said, let's stick to the subject, stick to the story. This story got onto this situation where he had heard and he was telling me about this person. And we know this person. We know this person. We know of this person. We know this person. And this is the story. So this person was married years ago, back in the 90s. Married back in the 90s, church girl. He was a church dude, you know, back in the 90s. And he married this girl. And unfortunately, we're using Mr. Hunter as an example on this. And he was like the antagonist in this situation, what we're talking about. So it's a similar situation. Like I said, we don't know these people. By the way, we don't know Travis Hunter. We don't know this girl. We just see what we see on social media. But who's using this that we know this person. So back in the 90s, this guy, he gets married to this church girl. And he's married to his church girl and they're going to church and stuff. And he starts sensing some weird stuff like, man, just stuff ain't right. And he started, looking and going a different direction. And him and his newly wife, they just started kind of friction, a lot of friction, they kind of like, falling out and stuff. So that being said, he did what he did, she did what she did. They weren't together more than 6 months. They were together longer before when they were dating, but they were married like together 6 months. So this guy, he moves on and him and his ex ain't gonna work out. Well, the ex is pregnant. The ex is pregnant with a child. The ex goes off and him and the ex are not communicating. The ex and him is like, hey, this is not my kid. But the wife doesn't want people to know that. The wife wants everyone, remember the church people, the wife wants everyone to believe and to know that, no, this is his kids. No, this is his child, whoever she's pregnant by. She doesn't want other people to know, her secret. And so the husband, being the simp that he is, the dummy that he is, he kind of agrees to this without really agreeing to it. Basically, what he did is just disappear out of the life. He just basically just, step back, start doing the shit that he was doing, start going the direction he was going in life. Well, good or bad, however you want to say this is, it was done. He went the direction he was going in his life. She continued her path. But at some point in time when she had the child, She was like, no, this is his child. He's a deadbeat dad and he abandoned me and we were married and he's my husband and, he just abandoned me and just did me wrong. And it became the point where on social media, well, Facebook, because this is some old stuff. So this guy was getting destroyed on Facebook. I mean, he was getting murdered on Facebook, but he didn't live in the city anymore. He didn't communicate with those people anymore, so he didn't really know about it. He was told through third parties, hey, your ex-wife is, destroying your name. And so, he's telling me more and more about this story, and he's like saying, so this guy kind of he moved to another city, moved to Texas or whatever, California, I don't know. He moved away from everybody. So himself kind of being a black sheep from his family, he was isolated, but he was living his life. He was moving on his life. But in a sense, he felt bad because he never knew if the child was his or not. So as my friend is telling me this story, he's like, so he was curious and he was like, man, I gotta find out. So being a dummy, because most dudes are not sometimes that intelligent. He didn't have the money and stuff. He contacted Maury Povich. Oh man. Oh man. Contacted Maury Povich. Maury Povich show. Uh to go on that show to, to find out, if it was his child or not, such and such. Well, I guess this is one of the episodes that was not aired on the Maury Povich show, because I was like, hey, so this should be you should be able to look back and find this episode. He's like, nah, it was some legal issues in it where she started suing because the whole point she was living that lie. She had actually cheated on this dude. Not to say he was a saint, he was out there running the streets himself. He should have probably had 30 kids himself. He was running the streets. So she cheated on him during that time period and she got pregnant while they were, married. And, she went on with her life and she's in the church and ministry and whatever. She's doing her thing and living a lie, you know. And this dude, he feels bad, he wants to tell his daughter or his son this information and he can't because he's like, man, how do I explain this? And this is when the kids were young. So how this story turned out is later in life, uh, they had and something to deal with medical and stuff like that. They had to do some kind of medical, and they need a blood transfusion or something like that. And the father, the husband who has been married to this woman, uh, comes and says, I don't think you're really my child. And, we could do a DNA test and, find out the truth. And of course, yeah, now they do their own DNA test and, it's verified for the second time. It's sad, man. You got to go through that twice. So it's sad they went through it the second time. It's verified. Now he has the paperwork. She has the paperwork. It's verified. This is not they're not father and son, father and daughter. They're not related. And you can't do any medical, there's no related, there's no blood in there anymore. And he was like, after all that and all the stuff he had did in the past and tried to be there and the money and stuff, he got zero out of it. And it goes to what Kevin Samuels said, and a lot of people who listen to Kevin Samuels stuff like that, they understand. Kevin Samuels, like, being a stepdad is zero respect. Well, being a guy who is raising kids that's not his kid is a zero respect job. In a lot of cases. Good guys like Tommy Lee, that's what me and Eugene was just talking about. Good guys like Tommy Lee, that generation is gone. That generation where guys step in and are willing to be dads, willing to be fathers, that step in and try to do, man, that generation is like, it's gone. It's been destroyed. So we were looking on the situation with Travis, and I saw something on Facebook. It was talking about, he had they announced that she's pregnant with twins, and I look at him, man. He's young and dumb. I remember being him too, young and dumb, and not understanding the game, not understanding what Reva. I saw Reva TV today. She was talking about pimpology. The pimp said what he learned is you like the girl who likes you. The girl that you have to chase, or the man that you got to chase, is the problem, because they have options, and they options don't imply you. And what that means is they didn't like you to start with, and you have to convince them or show them they should like you. They've already had options before that. They know they can always fall back to those options. And basically, it's the same way where these women would tell. It was interesting. He told me this other story about this lady who had 4 kids and didn't wanted him to take care of her, but then at the same time, uh, didn't want to have any kids. But I'm talking about, I got 4 kids, and you know, I'm through children. And she was, I think this woman was under 30. She had 4 kids, and she wasn't even 30 yet. Said she had 4 kids, and she was under 30. And it's so crazy. He was like, no, I want to be married. I want to have my own kids too. And that's why we were talking about the world famous Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee had kids before my friend's mom. They got married. Then he had kids after. Then he came back and had more kids with her later. He's like, he had a lot of kids, but he had other kids too. And he looked at all the kids was his kids. I said, no, that's that special generation. That's that generation that is, we all family. If this your half brother, I'm not gonna leave you to suffer. And they look back and say, well, my brother, he made it, but we had a chance. And I'm telling you, that is, if you understand who my friend is, you can see him on. He does a lot of videos with AAA Auger Plumbing out of Irving, Texas, Eugene. Man, if you ever need a plumber in the DFW area, you definitely got to ask for him. Like I say, AAA Auger Plumbing, Irving, Texas. That's where I used to work. Um, that's what I'm saying. Is like that dude. I think is partly the way he is because of Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee saw that blessing in that dude, and saw that he wasn't a lost cause, even though he wasn't his biological son, but he was the brother and of his sons and daughters by their mother. And he just that dude. And I'm trying to tell you, them dudes, when they're gone, you're gonna see this society tank. This society's gonna tank. It's gonna tank hard, because this new generation is taught to really hate women and treat them dirty, and to hate them. I don't even care if they're good women. So if you're a good woman and you're out there, and you look, date a dude who likes you, but date a dude who sincerely likes you and sincerely is looking for marriage and looking for a life together. That's my only advice I can give you. Sincerely. I mean, like, vet that person and don't play games. You know what I'm saying? Don't give them the gap goodie until you're invested in that person. But do that person right. Because if they're the right ones, you don't want to mess that up. Because you don't just get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. It's just like, oh, I could get rid of doggone you know, Travis, and tomorrow, I could get Shador. And if Shador doesn't act right, I can get Shiloh. A woman who thinks like that, as a man, if you're a decent, righteous man, run. But if you're that 20% that Kevin Samuels say that 80% of women chase after, it ain't gonna matter, because y'all are sharks. Y'all are never gonna stop being sharks. You're always gonna hunt, 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 hunt. It is what it is. And God forbid any woman that is not a part of that pool, that's a what's that, Gomorrah fish that is around these other women, dude, you better watch out, because them dudes will eat you too. It ain't about if you good, bad. They're just sharks. That's what they are. That's their nature. They're always on the hunt, you know. And if you're a decent person, no matter if you're a man or woman, if you're a decent person and you're dealing with those sharks, you're gonna get eaten. So man, that was, like I said, that was the conversation. I wish, and a lot of time I'd be telling my friends these are YouTube gold. If we could have these conversations live and just be in the moment and sincere talking about it, because I'm telling you, millions and millions of people are actually having these conversations. They're seeing that. Man, so many people. Why are so many people commenting on this man's life? And I know he's young and he's like, hey, y'all don't know who she is. Look, I could point out relationships in my past after relationships in my past where guys were just people, your friends are just going to stop after a while. Now there was a video my friend John just sent me where Shadur kind of clowned him, but I didn't really get into the video because Shadur don't care. Shadur cared probably about Travis, but Shadur is Dion's son. He understands Shadur's mom is that woman. And I ain't trying to get jumped by Shadur and Shiloh. I ain't talking bad about your mom, but I did watch what Dion did. I watched what when Dion just stepped to the side and got up out of there. I understand that. I understand that. I understand why Mr. Coach Sanders, Coach Prime did that. I really understand that. And he did it, to me, that was the most respectful he can do. He didn't make a fuss about it. He didn't probably even talk about it like everybody else talked about it. But they're kids and that's their mom and they're gonna protect their mom. So that's why I'm gonna be careful because they ain't gonna catch me slipping and want to fight me, which I'm just gonna let them knock me out because I got to get paid. I can take that punch. They think they hitting hard, but that lawyer gonna hit their bank account hard. So I'm gonna go to sleep, or pretend I'm asleep, and it's like, man, please, $10 more. Just don't ground and pound me. So just start beat, cause I might turn into a monster and I gotta get paid. I don't want to kill you. But man, yeah, I understand. I understand that's their mom, so they're gonna protect their mom. And they're gonna be like that until they have those experiences themselves. They don't have those experiences, even though they were kids and they saw what their mom did, but they don't have those experiences from a woman they love and gone through that. And they don't understand what they did to their father right now. And now maybe Dion talked to them about it, but I don't think they truly understood what they did and why Dion did what he did and why he had to stay away. And he's protecting, remember, he's protecting his brand also and their brand. He's protecting the brand. He can't be caught up in scandals and stuff like that. And then that's why I want to say this last thing I want to say about young Mr. Hunter about that Heisman. Heisman is also about an image, and that's your brand, dude. It doesn't matter. I understand Godfrey, a comedian gave his opinion on social media. Remember, he's a comedian. He's on social media, and they get paid for it. So, it, dude, your life. You've been putting your life out there with you and your girl on y'all's YouTube channel for so long. Look, people are gonna see what they see. A lot of people are gonna hate what they hate, and then other people are gonna watch this entertainment, however. But you put your life out there. That's just like when I did the videos with my wife, and I was telling my wife, I tell a lot of people, look, when my wife gets here, you're gonna see her so much in the videos. But me personally, I have to stay in control of me. Because if I put her in the videos and people call her ugly, or they's like, oh, she's only here for a green card, or guys try to holler at her, hey, say sexual thing. Remember, I'm putting her on social media. This is our social media thing. This is what we're doing if we're getting paid or we're living a life or we're trying to live a lifestyle and show the world, you got to be careful because you're putting your business out there. So, of course, we're not doing an OnlyFans. I mean, even if I slim down and be super, no, get real. I mean, that's insane. No, but you're gonna put yourself out there and people are gonna give their opinion. Remember, there's a lot of moral cowards that hide behind social media every single day. They hide behind social media. They're in the background. They're gonna say and do and talk what they want to talk. And that's what they're gonna do every day. You know, how many comments? Oh, by the way, I got banned or put in jail on Instagram until the 14th. I can't. I am not allowed to make a comment because I made a comment about Pume Pume Life. And what it was the comment? You know what it was on? So here he is on Instagram, and Instagram is Facebook too. And they're talking about selling Twitter, not Twitter, TikTok. Who gonna buy that? One of them. But it was on Instagram. It was a scene where anytime it showed where dogs were attacking people or people are getting attacked and they're not defending themselves. It was a scene in probably in China because it looked like it was China. This girl was in the middle of the street and she was kind of covering her face up and laying straight down, and these two dogs were attacking her. They were hold on, I gotta count that. Eugene was calling me back. So they were attacking her. And I was like, man, that is really messed up. And these cars were triangulated. There's like 5 cars, like all at an angle in the street, and they had the lights on, they were blowing the horns trying to get the dog. Nobody was getting out because these dogs look like Rockwilders. Nobody was getting out. This girl was getting, she was trying to defend her face and her vitals, and the dogs were biting on her and stuff like that. But she was just laying on the ground trying to survive. And of course, the people who are situational awareness people, situation where if you ain't got a gun, you should carry a knife. If you ain't got a knife, you should carry a stick. You need to carry something, have something to defend yourself. Look, these people are situated. There's a guy walking from the store where they had a little bag, coat on, situation where he ain't paying attention to these people 50 feet away, all these cars in the street pointing at these dogs, blowing the horn. So he's like, yeah, I'm minding my own business. I'm minding my own. She over there getting attacked. They ain't attacking me. I'm going to just mind my own business. And they came over there and got his butt. And of course, whoever's filming, motherfucker, I don't know if this is a camera or a surveillance camera, whatever, he filmed it until they went off, and then he came back to the girl. I don't know how bad her injuries were, but she got up and kind of got away, and these 2 dogs, and I'm like, Pume Pume Life forever. Now, those in the gun community know what Pume Pume Life is. Uh, and I put on there Pume Pume Life forever, thumbs up, heart, and an American flag. And they were like, this goes against our, you're making these there's always some liberal person. Dude, are you that sick? You're mad because I'm telling you you should defend yourself. Oh, you can't be killing them animals. So when does an animal's life more important than a human life? When did that become the reality? And when did a human life who's attacking and killing another human become more important than the victim's life? See, if they want to play them games of living in society, we need to separate the society, let them stay over here. Now, when society totally falls apart and they're like, hey, we're wrong, and they try to come back, then we were like, no, we're the killers. We're the bad guys. Let's just go and wipe you out. Well, we won't go no further than that because we're on social media. We're trying to be family friendly. But man, I was like, that's crazy. So, a lot of times I see stuff, or this guy attacked this woman. Oh, there was a good one. I watched Self-Active Protecting with John Correa. I mean, dude's been on there for 15 years on social media. He does, educational, defense video. And did they flag him? So it was one where this woman was walking probably in like Sao Paulo, Brazil or something like that. And she was walking, and these 2 dudes straight up attack her. And God forbid, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, she's, Michelle Yoon or something. She just gonna tear them up. She Pume Pume Life. That's why I say I don't know if it's in China or Asia coming, because I think those countries are really strict on guns. But she opens fire. She opens fire. She opens fire and she gets them up off of her. And of course, that's one of them. Oh, you're promoting hate threats or hatred and what else? Like, are you insane? How am I promoting hatred? I'm not telling go around and killing people. I see all these people talking about the CEO dude who got killed. I'm not saying sitting up there saying, oh, he deserved. I don't know what his rules were. I wasn't affected by him. I don't know if he was making shady deals or doing anything illegal. I don't know, man. Everybody needs their day in court. You need to be justified. If you're gonna do that type, first killing is murder is murder. It could be, police like to say justified and non-justified, but it's still, I don't care if it's in the act of war, it's still murder. But if you're going to have some moral society, people need to have their time in court. They need to, prove, hey, I did this in self-defense. Hey, this was what was going on. Or, people just evil. They did crazy, evil stuff. So it's like, man, I'm not promoting hate. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I definitely don't want humans to get attacked by wild dogs. Man, over here in Texas, if wild dogs bite and attack a human, they're going to get put down. And people are going to say, no, they shouldn't put the dogs down. It's the human's fault. It's like, I ain't going to tell you where I was working, but this dog was pretty aggressive. And I wasn't trying to antagonize this animal either. I don't believe in domestication, even though probably one day I'm going to get a German Shepherd. But I don't really believe in domesticating animals like that. I believe animals are sovereign into themselves. But I do say if you want to hire them for protection, what you're doing is you're taking them as a kid and you're training them, but you're feeding and taking care of their lives and giving them a good life, and they're part of the family and they're helping to protect the family. I kind of understand that mindset. But this dog was like being aggressive. And I was working, and this dog peed on me. This dog peed on my pants. Like, kept barking at me for no reason because I wasn't messing with him. At first, I wasn't doing anything. And the dog just got aggressive with me and then, like, lift his leg up and peed on me. I'm like, and at that point, I was like, you a little monster. You're a little monster. I said, man, you got some issues. And I didn't do anything to the dog other than, yeah, I'm in the dog's area, but I'm fixing something. I'm getting something done. I'm not trying to be in dog's area just to be in dog's area. Dog, you're in a human area. Things got to get done. Things got to get fixed. And it's like they didn't put the dog away, where the dog wouldn't have been out at all, but they just left it where the dog could still get to me. That dang dog peed on me. Peed on me. Now, did I hurt the dog? No, I did not. I chalked it up and said, hey, man, you marking your territory. You must see me as a threat. And I mean, look, I just changed clothes. I'm a human. I can go change. Now, some people might have flipped. Some people might have flipped off and, did some crazy stuff. But I do believe animals are, they're sentient beings in a sense to themselves. So I don't believe in a lot of domesticating and, stuff like that. So I just believe, we kind of leave things be. But I do understand that, some dogs provide a excellent service. Some dogs protect their home, they protect their family. So, we'll leave that at that. But we've had a nice little 35, I'm coming up on 35-minute chat session. This has been pretty interesting. Like I say, I didn't name this video Travis because I don't want people to come to it for that. But according to the YouTube algorithms, you're supposed to name your videos very controversial subjects. You're supposed to get controversial. People will watch your channel more. You got to get more controversial. Maybe when I get my studio back up one day, maybe I'll talk about more controversial subject. But right now, I'm going through a cleanse and I'm going through my own health journey. So that is more important. I haven't been posting those. Man, I did like 3 or 4 videos the other week, and I was like, I ain't posting that. It just the energy wasn't there. There was no energy in those videos. Man, it actually made me just look crazy. Um, One of the things I've always said, if you're going through a cleanse, because you've got to eat right, you've got to change your eating patterns. But exercising is a minimum in a sense. Like when I went to the gym today, I didn't really do my full set. Uh, your body is cleansing, so you don't want to overly stress it. And what happened to me in the last week, and I said this in the video, if you understand what hemorrhoids are, if you are evacuating uh, stuff from your gut and pushing stuff out, and you're using the restroom 4 to 5 times a day, and you're dealing with hemorrhoids, you know you're on hell on earth. You are. And if you got to go to work and you're struggling, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Good thing is I do have gout medicine. It's a very powerful anti-inflammatory. So the pain it was able to, especially when I go to sleep at night, I was able to be able to sleep. But yeah, hemorrhoids. Look it up. Do your research. Yeah, we've lived a pretty interesting life. We've been able to kind of do what we want to do, and we're 50 now. So those things we have a whole different focus, whole different purpose. Now it's like I'm just talking away, but I've been married now, coming up on what in May. So it's 2.5 years right now. It's 2.5 years. In May it'll be 3 years. We're going through, like I said, the immigration process, getting her over here. She's my wife. She'll come in as, my wife and, get a green card, all the other stuff. We're going to keep our business right now, our business, but we're going through that process. Anybody want to, give me $10,000? That'll be nice. Cash out below. But man, and this is it. I know no one's other than very, people who really watching this video, watch this in. But man, to that person who tried to hack my cash out, that is hilarious. I mean, now if I had millions of dollars, that would have been something. But for $5, man, you if I could give you that $5, you really need that $5 that bad, I would personally want to give it to you. If that would really help your life, $5. But I know um, I'm talked out. I got a message from and I think YouTube kind of shadow banned it from me. Like YouTube, because I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it the normal way you would respond to messages. It's almost like YouTube knows it's a scam or some whatever. But it came from someone from like Syria, and they were talking about their struggles, and they were trying to get to America because people think America is literally the land of milk and honey. and and I understand we Democrat people are in office right now are giving you all these things to get you over here if you are what they want over here. That's what you got to understand is what they're wanting. They want a certain mindset of people over here right now. They're replenishing certain populations. But if you're not, you're going to go through hell over here. But like I say, hell over here ain't going through hell over there and getting killed, almost killed every day. So listen, I understand the mindset. I understand the mindset, living over here homeless and you can live under bridges and get food and shelter. Man, there are so many places here that help people that if you a family, especially y'all together, a lot of these places are gonna, especially certain cities, certain states, they're gonna go out their way. So I understand, the thrive of people want to try to make such a distance trip to come to America, but America is probably the biggest illusion that people don't really get. But like I say, when you're coming from a mindset of hell, that illusion is heaven. So, my man asked me to support him that, hey, he thinks, man, so many people think I'm like rich or famous on here. It's like, what are you talking about? They got to be, it's got to be a scam. They've got to be sending this to thousands and thousands of people. They cannot think that somehow that I'm rich, somehow I have money. I give no signs that I got any kind of revenue coming or other than normal stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, For a person who's living off of what we consider pennies or dollars a day, having a minimum wage job of 725 in their mind is a lot of money. But it's a lot of money to you live in a place where 725 you could not even pay rent. You could not literally live in an apartment at 725. I mean, you couldn't even live in an apartment in the hood now at 725. I mean, I'm talking about gang hood boarded up places. You couldn't barely live in those places at $7.25 an hour. Now, if you've got a family of five and all of y'all are making $7.25 and y'all live in a place, yeah, there's slumlords gonna slum you out at $1,000 a month. But people don't realize that the people who make it in America are those who are entrepreneurs, those who are highly educated and into the system, or those who are entertainers. And that means athletes, movie stars, musicians, stuff like that. Those are the people who are really rich. You know, social media, you're on social media, you're rich when you have millions of views and you're getting, endorsement deals, you're getting, you're promoting. Yeah, you might be then Mr. Beast, is rich off of social media, but man, that's like, but trust me, I understand. I've been to Africa. I've been to not that I'm not saying Africa third world. I'm saying this. I have been to not first world countries, less developed countries than America. And I have been now in my life, I've been to three of those countries. And I can say, and I'm not down in Ghana because one day Ghana will be my home. Ghana, Nicaragua, Costa Rica. And a lot of people love going down to Costa Rica. You know, is it America? No. Does it cater to America? Yes. So, Ghana, is it America? Not even close. Is it like living in 1980s Mississippi? Pretty much. you know. But people got cell phones. People got new cars. I remember taking a video, seeing a Mustang downtown. I'm like, damn, dude, we got a Mustang over here. Because some people who have, like I said, connected into the system, high paying jobs can work remotely. So you got to think, if you could work remotely, you're getting paid over $100,000 a year. In Ghana, that's 10 to 15 times that in their money. Uh, you're living, to over there, you're living a very wealthy life, but over here, that money, 100,000, if you have Mustang, you're thinking about you're doing your rent is 4,000 a month. Do the math. Let's do the math. You're making 100,000 a year. Let's just say you're bringing home 100, not make, because we pay. People don't realize in America how much Americans pay in taxes. Taxes. In the state of Texas, there is no state tax, but a lot of states have state tax. We have the federal tax. You have sales tax. You have when you go get your registration tax. There's so much taxes on stuff. So people don't realize how much taxes eat. But just say a person in America, in Texas, living in Dallas, making 100,000 a year. Well, their rent, because they're making 100,000 a year, they want to live somewhere real comfortable that caters to their ego, caters to their lifestyle. So their rent 4,000 a month. That means they've got a 2-bedroom condo in a sky rise downtown, Deep Ellum, club district, nightlife, city life. They're connected, but they can work remotely. They don't have to go into a 9 to 5 all the time. They make 100,000 a year, but their rent is 4,000 a month. That means they're still paying utilities, light, gas, water, garbage collection, all that. Utilities say that goes up to another 400 a month. So they're at 4,400 a month. Now they're not going to drive a cheap car. What is considered to us a cheap car? Like I said, that Mustang is an $80,000 car. Their monthly payment is 8,000, and they still got to pay probably another 200 for insurance. So that's $1,000 for that So light, gas, water, rent, and a car, you're looking at $5,400 a month just to live off of. That's just for light, gas, water, rent, and car. Not gas. That's your insurance and stuff. But it's light gas because you have to have insurance. They don't let you have new cars here and you ain't paid it off without full coverage. They're going to charge insurance. See, other countries don't do that. I came from Tennessee. I didn't even know what insurance was until I got to Georgia. And it's like, oh, you got to have insurance or you can't drive your car. And I mean, even if you own the car, you have to have liability. And still here today, you have to have liability. These other countries don't have insurance like that. So you're at 5,500 just for the minimum of life expense. You're not talking about food, gas, entertainment. And if you add food, gas, entertainment in there, they can go from 5,500 to just say 7,000. 7,000 a month. 7,000 a month is for their expenses. And I'm really being generous with that. 7,000 a month is for their expenses. What's 7,000 times 10 months? That's 70,000. Add 2 more months onto that. That's $84,000 a year for expenses to live. That means they only have 16,000 to save, to travel, to do. People don't realize how much stuff costs over here. They're looking at, oh, he's making 100,000. They're thinking about their money. That's 1.5 million over here. If I was making 100,000 a year and I could live over there at 1.5 million, hell, I would be giving $10,000 of their money away every month. I would just be giving money in the street. Just be like, hey kids, throwing their money because it's nothing compared to you're living at a minimum cost. So that's why I saw this dude. He's probably got a condo there. He's probably got a 4-bedroom condo. I saw these condos. I did a video. He's probably got a 4-bedroom condo over there. He's probably got a maid. He's probably got a groundskeeper, a driver. He's got a Mustang that he got over there because you can ship him about four to 6,000 some dollars. Ship it over there. You got to be very careful because people want that car. He got it shipped over there. Say he owns the car. He got it shipped over there. He's driving that car. He's the condo he's probably got is, he's paying off or paid off, or even look, that condo ain't what he's doing over here. He's got a 4-bedroom condo over there. Come on, man. At 100,000 a year, that means he's probably only using about, just say 40 to 50,000. 50,000 at the max. He's using 50,000. He's not doing that much gas because where you driving to? You ain't taking that Mustang out of Ghana and traveling across Africa. Your ass is grass if you do that. You take that over to Benin and Togo or Ivory Coast or Nigeria, man. Look, unless you affiliated. And what I mean by affiliated, that means you affiliate with the police, the military, and you got protection to go from country. No, you're not. You're not. He ain't. Where is he going? He ain't going nowhere with that. Now, if he living one of those whoremonger lives, he's going to the clubs and he's experiencing the nightlife and the whoremonger life in that country, and he's just going from person to person doing what he wants. But he ain't. Where he going? America, man, you could travel from New York City to California. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you. Not like that. People gonna try you everywhere, but they're not gonna back. You're not traveling across, Brazil. Maybe in Brazil, but not really. You ain't traveling across Brazil like that. You might could do the European countries like that, but you're not traveling. You're not traveling across Africa like that. Not in that. No, that dude ain't driving nowhere. He's in that city. That car is city bound. That car is locked into to Ghana. But he's living a quality of life where it's way better than he would be living over here. Because over here, he ain't going to be able to afford no maid, no housekeeper, not like that. It's not where you only have an additional 16,000. Man, a maid over here, a maid to come once a week is probably going to cost him $200 that day, $200 a week. That's $800 a month. Times 10 months. That's $8,000. Do the math. Put the other 2 months in there. Shit, that's over 10 grand. He can, how he affording that? Unless he's living, totally check to check. But people look, like I say, they look and see the grass green. And I understand if you're coming from a war torn country, you're suffering. Look, I really do. I understand, man. Your mind is like survival, and you see anything better. You missing a leg, and you see a person, with 2 legs. That's beautiful. You don't even think if they missing a foot, and man, they got 2 of the legs. You see a person with full fingers, and you're missing a finger. And you're looking at, hey, they got full fingers. So, but we broke down a lot of stuff, and I like doing these live. To those who stayed in this chat with me, God bless you. It looked like one person stayed the whole time. But that being said, hey, I wish everyone peace, health, wealth, as I give gratitude always, and I leave you with a smile. Till next time, we just got to keep it real, people.